been 2 or 3 months since I quit my corporate job and decided to go full-time freelance. So I wanted to sit down this time and share a little bit about what life has been like, what's changed, what I've learned, and how I am really feeling. Quitting my last job, especially because of a very toxic work environment, wasn't easy, but I just knew that was something that I had to do in order to protect my peace and to focus on what truly matters to me. Since then, my life has completely shifted. It's no longer structured around a daily routine or someone else's expectations. It just really feels like I've entered into a new chapter in life. And honestly, a lot of good things have already come out of it. And here's what's been making me genuinely happy ever since I quit my job. First, I sleep better. I wake up feeling rested and no longer dreading the day. Second, I become more creative. For the first time in a while, I actually wanted to pursue some side and passion projects. Third, weekdays feel exciting again. I don't just live for the weekends anymore. And fourth, of course, the freedom that comes with it. I was already remote and living the digital nomad life, but this is on a whole new level. So what have I been up to? Right now, I've been freelancing for my own clients and slowly building a system to turn this into a sustainable design business. Even though I have freelanced before, but this time feels different. It just feels more serious. And I've been learning how to attract new clients, refine my personal brand, and connect with more people in the industry. I've also realized that once you are fully on your own, there's just so much to learn. When I was working full-time, I either didn't have the capacity or the headspace to think about these things, or I just didn't prioritize them enough because I had the safety net. But now I am more motivated than ever to learn and to grow, not just as a designer, but as someone who's building something of their own. I think looking back, one thing I didn't really do well in my 9-to-5 life was networking. I got very comfortable, maybe a little lazy, relying too much on my previous employers and old connections. So now, no matter what situation, what stage I'm in, I want to stay proactive about reaching out and building professional relationships in the industry. And of course, I have to admit the first few months are a little bit challenging. There's instability and self-doubt creeps in more often than I like to admit. Sometimes I ask myself, is this really going to work out? But I also try to remind myself I've done this before. 3 years ago, I basically made the big leap into remote work and Web3. If I figure it out then, I'll be able to figure it out again. The difference is this time I have more experience, more clarity, and definitely more intention. So that's where I'm at. I am definitely excited, but also a little nervous and scared. But mostly I am ready, and I cannot wait to bring you along for the ride. Today is actually a really beautiful day outside in Hong Kong. After a whole week of thunderstorms and rain, it's finally really sunny. And it's a Saturday, but I don't plan to go out because I actually went out the whole day yesterday. I first went to the Repulse Bay Beach with my friends. I had a really nice tanning session there, and then went for a swim in the south side. It was my first time being there. Honestly, it was the best swim I had this summer, because it was all outdoors and there's like sunset and with the birds chirping in the background. It was incredible. Also, it just made me realize how lucky I am at this stage in my life, because I don't have to ask for anyone's approval anymore. I don't have to apply for annual leaves. If I want to have like a really nice day like yesterday, I just go and do it myself because I'm in full control. I also realized once you are on your own and doing your own thing, you don't really follow like the Monday to Friday work schedule and you rest on the weekend. I don't do that anymore. Sometimes I work on Saturday and Sunday. If I really want to take a break, I'll take a Monday off or a Wednesday off. And it's completely fine as long as you finish the project. I think that's another thing that I am adjusting to because my life wasn't like this before. My plans for today, first, there's a client project I still need to finish. And second, I've got some social media content I need to plan. Actually, I just opened a new Instagram account for my design because I want to put out more of my design work out there so it could potentially attract future clients. I feel right now I haven't really done much and I'm very behind. Yeah, so it's gonna be like a very, very productive Saturday. So I've been working on this client project, a food tour based in Chengdu. The founder is an old friend of mine and they originally put together a draft on WordPress. They asked me to upgrade the design and give it more professional feel. First, I designed everything in Figma to finalize the layout and visuals, then rebuild it in WordPress. I've used WordPress for a company website before, but that was a while ago. This time, I noticed they improved a lot, features are more intuitive, and the interface is smoother. That said, responsive design still requires manual tweaking to ensure everything looks perfect across devices. Here's what I've built so far entirely without custom coding. I've refined the color schemes and tightened up the design system to make everything cohesive. It's much cleaner than the original draft. I feel when I was working full-time at a company and I always have like development team helping out with coding. So even as a designer, I didn't really have to code. The only thing that I was doing was quality assurance, which means when I handed over my Figma file to the development team, they work on the coding and they send me like first a draft and then I check whether that version is aligned with my Figma file. And that was it. I didn't have to do anything else. And because of that comfort, and I never really had the curiosity or interest to explore other website building tools nowadays, then I realized those tools are like super powerful right now, especially with AI integrated into multiple platforms, and you can build a lot of stuff without needing to code anymore. For example, right now, I have clients who will come to me and then they will ask for a full package. So I'll be the only one handling not only the design, but also building out the actual website. Although I feel these things for us, product designers come very handy and intuitive once you know the foundation and then you can easily just build our website yourself. But how crazy is that? Right now, a designer can handle everything from 0 to 1 and then build a full website and deliver to the clients. So I guess my message is that if you are still working full-time and your job, but you never really got like interested or taking the time to explore other AI-empowered tools or alternative ways you could do the same thing, you can just spend some time during the weekends or in your after hours and watching YouTube and learn this stuff. What's even better is that you just have this freelance project and you have your own clients. They come to you and you're the only one who's building this thing for them. Then you will learn so much faster. That's how you keep up with the world. Because product design, web development nowadays are definitely changing. It's not the way it used to be back maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So in order to be a very strong candidate and someone who's always gonna be in demand, is by practicing and learning new things so that you wouldn't feel left behind or have a lot of anxiety. Just my 2 cents.